All eyes on Doge. Big runner. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big runner. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.60. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Kriss here. Welcome on a Tuesday afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Welcome to KrissPax Live. I did not have a video this morning for two reasons. One, I was still waiting to see the numbers post on the Grayscale ETF, and that wasn't happening. And I was waiting, and I'll give you an update on that. Also, you know, I do everything here, and Thanksgiving is Thursday, and I'm busy tomorrow, and I didn't want to go and fight the crowds in the grocery store on a Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. And so I just said, screw it. I'm just going to go this morning. So all the shopping is done for Thanksgiving. We got the duck, right? I got the duck. I got all the veggies. I got the sweet potatoes. I got the pecan pie, like all that stuff. It's all done. I'm ready. Yeah, Ryan, I do everything here. I get no help whatsoever. I do it all. So yeah, I took care of that this morning because I knew you guys would be here for the live, and everything I would have said in the video this morning, I'll just say here, because it is kind of a slow news day. It really is. I mean, we got the whole like Russia, Ukraine thing, but yeah, I mean, that's not going to make crypto like go crazy, not Russia, Ukraine. And there's some other little odd news and bits and things like that, but it doesn't really affect Dogecoin, doesn't really directly affect Bitcoin. You know, there was a little bit of news, if you saw my post on X, about like some bill that would allow people to pay their taxes in Bitcoin or crypto. I mean, they said Bitcoin, but it could have just been crypto, and it's the Bitcoin maxis that just make it say Bitcoin. But the whole idea was, I think, behind Bitcoin, because that Bitcoin, if you actually used it to pay your US federal taxes, that would go right into the Bitcoin strategic reserve, right? And I was like, nobody's going to use their Bitcoin to pay taxes unless the Bitcoin goes up to a new all-time high. And you'll see on the charts why I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah. But if Bitcoin like went up to 200K, like by April 15th, then at 200K April 15th, you would probably have some people paying their taxes with Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin's still floundering around at 80 or it's even less, people are going to be paying their taxes with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to be at a low price. I'm not going to use my Bitcoin. Plus, they'd have to like waive capital gains taxes on any profit that you made on that Bitcoin, because no one's going to want to have to pay taxes another year because you used Bitcoin to pay your taxes this year. So anyway, so there's that as well. But yes, this morning I did not make a video for those just coming in because I went shopping. I went to the grocery store and I got our duck. I got our sweet potatoes. I got all the veggies, fruits. What else? Oh, the pecan pie. You got the pecan pie. So all of that is now here in the KrissPax house for Thanksgiving. And I don't have to go out tomorrow where the grocery stores are just going to be a big mob scene, right? It's just like, no, I wasn't going to do that. And then I had a lot of work to do today because everybody wants stuff done before the holiday. And because I do everything there too. I do everything here at the KrissPax house. I do everything at work as well. So that was my day. How was your day? Let's get into it. So we left the live stream last time looking at relief rally, right? Relief rally or recovery, relief rally. Hoping for a recovery. The big magnet is still up here at 30 cents. But if we actually had just a relief rally, and it is indeed still a bear market, the price can still go up in a bear market. And so these two white arrows are what could happen. Now, this arrow here could take longer, right? It could stretch out even longer. But that is the potential for Dogecoin in a bear market, right? And this would probably be much further out to the right, would be my guess. It would take longer to hit that, depending on the market makers and the leverage traders and all of that. And this move, right, through late December or into the end of December, would probably hit the 50-week moving average, which is the blue. This blue line here is the 50-week moving average. So, and that's about 21 cents. And actually, the 50-week would probably move lower if for the next month, if Doge is still trading down here in the 15s. That 50-week is going to drop lower. It may only be 20 cents, somewhere in there. I'd like to see it get above the purple box, but that purple box may be the resistance that Dogecoin doesn't get above. But still, that would be 21 cents, which is better than 15 cents where we are now. It'll get people thinking, oh, look at that, recovery, new all-time highs, like all that stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. But there is always, and I'll do this in a different arrow, there is always that chance, right? By the end of 2025, we have this, right? There's always the chance of that, right? X money. If X money is going to pump Doge, you'd get the big green arrow, right? I mean, that's what we want, right? We want the big green arrow. We want that, right? Not the stupid little white arrow, which is what would normally happen. We want the big green one, and we want that. So that is, again, always a possibility with Doge on a big catalyst that is Doge specific. And that would, of course, be right now X money. So we'll talk about that. Now, if we look over at the Bitcoin chart, right, this is the standard kind of thing for Bitcoin here. We would see Bitcoin in a relief rally come up and hit the 50-week moving average, which is this blue line here, which would be about 100K. So Bitcoin retesting 100K late December, and then the bear market would continue and Bitcoin would come down and hit the 200-week moving average here in yellow. 200-week moving average. It's now about 55, but by the time it got out to February, March, or maybe even later, it would be up a little higher, so maybe 58 to 60K. That would be the Bitcoin pullback, bear market. And of course, it'd probably take longer than this anyway. I'm just showing it here on the chart just for simplicity so you can see all of this. But it would probably be something that would be much further out here. And the actual trading would be something that looks like, this, right? It would be something like that instead. But that's the point, is bear market, that's what you would have. So, okay, of course, with Doge, you always have that possibility, right, of the big catalyst here. So that's the big green arrow here, because you always have that as a big possibility for Doge. It can break through all the mess on its own. Well, Maramello, that's the question, right? X money ended this year. So what else are we waiting for? What's the waiting game here? Well, a lot of what's going on revolves around Bitcoin. Unfortunately, in the market right now, it's all about Bitcoin. And this whole deleveraging and risk off thing, that's really what's going on, is that. And I got this email from Centaura Research, risks to watch, because I'm on these email chains, right? Because I don't know, maybe they think I'm gonna pay for their data, right? So I get these emails. And the email starts, "Hello, Kriss." I'm like, actually, they're using my name. Okay, maybe I'll read this. Because typically I don't read this crap, right? But hey, Kriss. Over the last month, the October liquidation shock has matured into a broader risk-off move, which you guys know I have been talking about, right? Risk-off, fear, right? October 10th just sent shockwaves across the crypto market. Yeah, right, Christoph. It was, hey, buddy. If it was, hey, buddy, it'd be right in the trash, right? No. The spot Bitcoin ETFs that were major inflow channels earlier in the year have flipped into persistent net outflows, with redemptions forcing users to sell underlying Bitcoin into already thin order books. So that's BlackRock selling Bitcoin. Now, again, BlackRock isn't selling Bitcoin because BlackRock wants to sell Bitcoin. No, BlackRock is selling Bitcoin because the stupid paper-handed ETF holders are selling the ETF. And when they sell the ETF, then BlackRock needs to sell the underlying asset, thus the Bitcoin, right? And so the constant selling of Bitcoin into already thin order books means price tends to go down because there's not enough buyers coming in to make it up, because a lot of them are risk off and a lot of them are waiting, right? This is the waiting game. It's part of the waiting game is this right here. So instead of dampening volatility like we thought ETFs would do, right? We thought all these people will buy these ETFs. They're going to be diamond hands. They're just going to be holding. That'll help solidify the crypto prices. It's done exactly the opposite. ETF redemptions are now acting as a mechanical accelerator for the sell-off, pushing prices through successive support levels and triggering collateral stress across the rest of the stack. Ouch. That doesn't sound good. And I know you guys in the chat, you say, well, when's Dogecoin going to go up, right? That's all you care about. But it's like, I'm trying to explain, this is what's going on in crypto right now, is this. This is the whole underlying thing that's going on and why we're not having a Moonvember. And most likely, December might not be good as well. Now, there are some little catalysts coming, which we could get us a little relief rally, but overall, no. So for the risk teams, ETF flows have effectively become a macro lever on on-chain leverage. A bad ETF flow day upstream means lower Bitcoin versus ETH prices, right? Bitcoin dominance is also drifting down. So ETH is outperforming Bitcoin, and so are many of the alts, because this is a Bitcoin thing that's happening with these ETFs. It's a Bitcoin thing, all right? Tighter collateral cushions, higher probability of forced de-risking on lending protocols. And you're like, what's Kriss talking about? Forced de-risking on lending protocols. What does that have to do with crypto? That's the world we live in now, even with Dogecoin. Because Dogecoin is also getting into the institutionalized thing with these new ETFs and is more subject to this kind of thing. So what looks like a traditional fund flow story, which we thought, hey, buying ETFs, right? Grayscale's got to buy the Doge, right? People buy the ETFs. In practice, this is the first leg of a larger deleveraging cycle that is now clearly visible. Deleveraging. So, yeah, sorry, Charlotte. That's what this is saying. Now, if you're holding all of Dogecoin, we still have the chance of this, right? We still have this chance, right? Because Doge can do this. Bitcoin can't do this. But Doge could do this. Most likely, without X money, this is just my opinion. Elon, I'm just like, because of X money, right? I'm saying there's still the chance of this. But if that doesn't happen, then we're doing the white arrows and we're not going to see our magnet. I continue. Merlin the Trader says, look, this isn't random Bitcoin selling. No duh, right? No duh. This isn't random Bitcoin selling. This is a structured liquidation wave. We continue to look at the leverage getting wiped out by the market makers in the exchanges. More fear comes in the market. And what happens when there's more fear in the market? Price goes down, people are selling, and then the ETF holders start selling also. Thus, price goes down. Now, there's a lot of other things happening behind the scenes. Binance, Wintermute. Do you guys know who Wintermute is? You need to grok Wintermute because you got to know what Wintermute is. They have a role in this, but they also had a big role, like I said, back on October 10th. They were in on the game that was going on. What is Wintermute doing? They're moving hundreds of Bitcoin every hour. They're resetting liquidity. They're repositioning. They're preparing across the board. The real story isn't the selling. It's the move that comes after this. What is Wintermute doing? What is Wintermute doing? I'll take care of that, Ryan. Don't need that. Somebody promoting some pre-sale token thing. Yeah, that doesn't happen here. We don't do that. So this is the stuff that's going on. And I know this doesn't directly affect Dogecoin, but it does affect the whole crypto market, which caused, yeah, Ryan, I single you out because you're not on it. Because Charlotte and Christoph are all talking about other stuff. They're not paying attention. They're not paying attention. Class? Meanwhile, Bitcoin. What Bitcoin's next move? We've already had this cycle, a 174% pump, an 85% pump, a 48% pump. Is there another pump? Look, the MACD is crossing over on the weekly. The RSI is down at COVID levels. So we would expect a turnaround to happen, right? RSI is bottomed out. But nope. We may just kind of get a fake out, a little relief rally, and then down we go again. So, but you would expect with these kinds of signs, MACD crossing over, RSI bottoming, that we'd get a little pump here. So we'll continue to watch those indicators. Fear and greed index, however, is still extreme fear. Why is Bitcoin still extreme fear? The price is going up a little bit, but nope, that is where it is. The sentiment is still very, very negative on Bitcoin. However, Dogecoin's is up at 31, which is just fear. Dogecoin's fear and greed index is not extreme fear. Dogecoin's fear and greed index is just fear. higher than Bitcoin's. Huh, interesting. Isn't that interesting? I find that interesting. Bitcoin is at a 20, extreme fear. Dogecoin's at a 31, only fear. There seems to be much more anticipation on Dogecoin doing better than Bitcoin. That is the market sentiment right now. So Trader Allen's like, look, if we look at this trend line that we've had for November and this kind of downfall of Dogecoin following Bitcoin, we got a little breakout from that downward sloping trend line. It's like, okay, little breakout happening. I'll take it. And then we zoom out and we're like, well, what's happening? We've got a real heavy support line here, right at 14, 15 cents. Now we did have the one wick that came down to 9.5, right? October 10th, never forget it. But so far, we've just been retesting the support area. Could we get this relief rally moving up? And then could it turn into something bigger for Dogecoin? Always a possibility. Meanwhile, in the Dogecoin news, Dogecoin ETF tracker, right? We've got Grayscale, right? That is now trading. I'll give you the update on that in a minute. That's GDOG, right? GDOG, the Grayscale ETF. We've got Doge, DOJE, which is the Rex Osprey one. That's out there. We've got TXXD, which is this 2x Bitwise leveraged ETF that's out there. And now we've got Bitwise with its ticker BWOW, which is going to start trading tomorrow. BWOW. BWOW. Okay? So that's what's going on in ETF land for Dogecoin. Specifically, there's some other ones which have launched, which group a bunch of different cryptos together, and Doge is in a couple of those. But yes, while Dogecoin's ETF simplifies access, right? That's what the ETFs do, right? It gets people, investors, to be able to buy into regulated spot exposure to Dogecoin. So much easier to get exposure to Dogecoin without having to create a Coinbase account or a Binance account or a Robinhood account. You can just do it in whatever. If you've got a Fidelity, you can buy the ETF, right? You can buy the ETF. So the offerings reflect growing institutional interest in altcoins, offer regulated alternatives for gaining exposure, but are also still volatile. Crypto asset risks remain. You have all of that too, because the ETFs will trade price-wise following the price of Dogecoin itself. So Grayscale. Grayscale is now trading. Well, Grayscale's Dogecoin ETF debuts with a whimper. Not a good first day trading for Dogecoin. Not a good first day trading. In fact, Grayscale's new Dogecoin ETF launched with 0 net flows and muted trading. 0 net flows. So I was like, really? 0 net flows. So I took a look at this, which is the ETF dashboard. Yes, there is an ETF dashboard. And here it is, GDOG. You can't see this unless you zoom in close, but GDOG, Grayscale, and the cumulative net inflow as of 11/24, or at the end of the day last night, is 0. So there was some trading, some buying and selling, but at the end, there was no net inflow for Doge. Now we compare this to XRP, which also Grayscale launched yesterday. And XRP's Grayscale ETF called GXRP had $67 million of inflows yesterday. So there were investors buying XRP. They were buying the Grayscale ETF. But not Dogecoin. Now, it's just day one. And again, this is another part of my theme today, which is the waiting game. The waiting game, because actually when Solana started trading on its ETF, it had zero inflows on its first day as well. So, and then it caught up, right? And then Solana caught up. So that could be just a momentary thing at the start, not a big deal. So I wait. Yes, that is the theme of the day, is the waiting game. Waiting game. Tomorrow, Bitwise ETF is launching. The Bitwise Dogecoin spot ETF is launching, and Bitwise has a much larger user base than Grayscale does, super big time. So we shall see. But that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. So, meanwhile, what else are we waiting for? Doge OS. All right, so CoinCodex just posted this article on Doge OS. I have included a link to this article in the description below for you. For those wondering what Doge OS is all about and what it can do, you will want to read this article in your leisure, right? In your free time, not now, because, well, I'm not going to read this right now. It's a very long article. There's a lot of stuff in here about Doge OS. So I ask you sometime over the next few days, let's say it's Thanksgiving, right? You've eaten all your turkey or your duck, right? Whatever you've had, you're full. You've had your pumpkin pie, your apple pie, or in our case, we are going to have pecan pie in the KrissPax house. We're having pecan pie. But after you've had your pie, you're all stuffed up, and everybody wants to just take a moment, right? Just take a moment by yourself, right? Because you're tired of like all the family, blah, 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 everybody talking, blah, 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 and you just want to go into a corner and like hang out. You click on the link below that I have to this article, which goes through in detail all of this stuff about Doge OS, which is really interesting. It's really interesting. So, and it just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going and going. So there's a lot to read here. If you're interested in what Doge OS is all about, I invite you to read this. Right now, it is in a test mode, right? It is beta testing is where it is now. Priority testing slots on the testnet are now open, early access to Doge OS features. These are people that are on the WOOF list. Now, I was not invited to be part of the WOOF list, so I don't have access to Doge OS. That's okay. I don't have time for that right now. I got too much else going on. But it's there. There are some rewards kind of things happening. I'm not sure how that's going to be. There's no token, right? They're not going to launch a token. Now, there is on Doge OS going to be this token launching system or app that is going to be able to have people launch tokens on the Dogecoin blockchain, which I'm totally against. We don't need more friggin' crypto tokens, but people are going to do what they're going to do. I get it. So when is Doge OS launching? That's what everybody wants to know. It is in late testing and rollout phase, but it's not here yet. So we wait. we wait. So that is what's happening. So I invite you sometime when you've got time in your hands and you want to know all about Doge OS, just click on the link below that I included in the description, and you can read all about it. Because I'm not reading all this stuff. Well, I read it, but I'm not reading it for you guys. Exactly, Ryan. No more tokens. We got enough tokens. And of course, X-Money. X-Money still says launching in 2025, and I will keep putting this up on the screen every day, except for Thursday when I'm not going to have a live stream. No live stream on Thursday. But I will keep posting this right up until it says something else or X-Money actually launches. Waiting. We continue to wait. It's a waiting game. We're all in the waiting game. So, and of course, I've got the pinger on. We've had $100 million in Bitcoin taken out, a total of $300 million on all crypto, because there's all kind of new leverage trades going on, and the exchanges and the market makers just keep wrecking them. They get wrecked again, wrecked up and down across the board, wrecked. So that is still continuing. Not much on Doge here. Doge is actually, there's Doge right there. About 800, well, no, 3.8 million on the long, 3.8. But Bitcoin, $100 million taken out. So that is what we have. If anybody is wondering why I've got this big green arrow here, you just have to roll back about 20 minutes and I talk about the big green arrow. And I also talk about these white arrows here. So if you're late to the party, because, you know, it's 4 o'clock now and I normally start here, but you didn't have your notifications on. So you didn't know that I actually started early today. Got my work done, right? Everything I needed to do. I didn't have a video this morning, so I had a lot to say here. My normal 15-minute intro actually turned into a 30-minute intro. So that covered the 15 minutes of stuff that I was going to talk about in this morning's video, and I just did it all right here. Saved you guys time. I actually saved your time. So that's what we have to talk about. I'm going to now zoom in and we're going to take a look. Oh, we almost made 15.4 again. The bottom of the red box, we were watching this yesterday, right? Dogecoin traded right up to 15.4 and got resisted right there at the bottom of the red box. And here we were, while I was talking, making another run for it. We got up to about 15.36 and then got rejected. We need to get over 15.4. We need. This isn't want, this is need. We need to get over 15.4. We'll zoom in on the 1 minute once price starts moving up again. I don't want to see it going down. So if this new 30-minute candle goes back in the green, we're doing the 1 minute. So Darthmite. Bought one a while back when I built my new PC. Pretty impressed. Came from being an NVIDIA fanboy. Green. That happened fast. 1 minute chart. Let's go. Here we go. Orbs. I had my notifications on, but I didn't get anything. I only noticed because I was uploading a video to YouTube. Yeah. I don't know why YouTube just... Some people get notifications, others don't. I told you all San Francisco would win, and I told you Christian McCaffrey would be the star. I said that yesterday. Didn't I? I did. That was an easy one to pick. But I don't do any sports betting. So, but if I was sports betting, I would have picked San Francisco, and I would have gone with anything Christian McCaffrey playing against his old team, Carolina. He wanted to make a statement, and he did. No live stream on Thursday, Joanna says. I'll play your intro to get my fix. All right. Deal. All eyes on Doge. The CEO of X, former CEO now, Linda has left that position in X. She's now doing some healthcare thing or something. But she did say X money will be rolled out later in 2025. She did say that. And we wait. And we wait. So Bitcoin holding at 87. Yeah, it's stuck in the 87s here. So we wait. And we wait some more. Hey, Sam, Fed cuts, new Fed chair, more rate cuts, tariff dividend check, maybe. X money. Those are all good things coming. Gappy couldn't multitask, so you're going to have to watch from the start. You were here early, though. You were here. You were part of the early crew. Caspa. Really? Are you kidding me? Caspa? Oh, look at that. Caspa is kind of going up. Look at that. It's recovering. Look at that. It's a recovery, right? Oh, I'm on the 1 minute. There we go. Yeah, Caspa, look at that. Nice little 40% run over the past few days for Caspa. Maybe the Caspa miners will replug in their Caspa machines and start mining Caspa again. Look at that. Caspa, who knew? XRP did well yesterday based on their grayscale ETF, but fell back overnight. And they're not really doing much right now on XRP. Dogecoin is actually outperforming XRP today, despite XRP's big ETF day yesterday. So it would be lovely if everyone could post a photo of their Thanksgiving dinner on the community so Charlie can see what it looks like. All right. We all have our orders from the Queen of Doge. She has given us orders to post pictures of our Thanksgiving, either our plates of food or the whole table with all the decorations, whatever you have. Post on the KrissPax YouTube community, which you do through your phone. You just go to the YouTube, through the YouTube app, you go to the KrissPax page, and then you type on visit community, and then you can post your pick. Make sure that you are subscribed to the KrissPax channel so that you can actually post your pick, because if you're not subscribed, you can't post. That's just one of those things that YouTube does. But good idea, Charlotte. We will do that. You'll be able to see my duck, the duck that I'm going to cook. Little orange sauce with the duck. With the, we'll have sweet potatoes. We'll have string beans, zucchini, mushrooms, and I'm missing something. Oh, a tofu, because we've got a member of the family who is a vegetarian. So he is not going to be taking part in the duck, but he's going to have a whole thing of tofu, and we'll all get some of that too. It's actually pretty good the way I fix it because I've been doing that tofu dish for quite some time. And that is pretty good. And our dessert is going to be pecan pie because it's my favorite. And I was the one who was shopping. If somebody else would have done the shopping, they could have gotten a pumpkin pie or an apple pie or something else. But no, I was doing the shopping. So I bought my favorite, pecan pie. Pecan pie is what we're going to be having. So, oh, you kind of like the red box now, huh? It's growing on you. You notice there was no brown box. I never drew it. There was a reason for that. I want to see this back in the red. Let's go. Let's go back to the 1 minute chart. Come on, spike up. Some is best. Your average is 15.4. That is the bottom of the red box. That's your average. You definitely want it to go up to that level then. Am I thinking of, oh, you're thinking about picking up some Bitcoin. Yes, at the beginning of the live stream here today, I showed you my outlook of Bitcoin. I think we're going to be in a bit of a relief rally, and then Bitcoin is going to go lower. So Ryan says, I knew they would win, but I had to pick the Panthers. Well, but you didn't have to bet it. You didn't have to put money on them. The Bitwise Doge ETF is starting tomorrow. I covered that about 15 minutes ago, and how the Grayscale ETF performed on its first day. Not the best. Yep, turn on notifications, get all on the bell. When YouTube decides to send out the notifs, sometimes they don't. Charlotte, you're watching some sports betting, huh? I'm just, again, a reminder, I don't do it. I've lost enough. In the end, you win, you lose, you win, you lose, and then you start losing some more. And in the end, you end up net negative. It's kind of like playing a slot machine. It kind of works that way. More losers than winners. Hey, Kronos. Hope everyone has had an awesome day so far. Gappy failed. You can't multitask. No. What about Pepe? What about Pepe? Pepe has a long ways to go. Still in the fours down here. Still in the fours. Yeah. And it's, yeah, that's not good. And I go to the weekly on Pepe, and we notice, yeah, not good. It got dumped. The price was lower, the lowest it's been since February of 2024. There's not a lot of coins that dip down to those levels. So that was a bad pullback. Buying opportunity for those that are interested in Pepe. Again, I bought below the purple box here when it was down here in the sixes, and now it's in the fours. So a little down on my Pepe at the moment. I'm just holding it. I'm just holding it. So Pepe's just chopping around here in the mid fours. Not really exciting. Way below its purple box. Doge is trying to get up to the red box. Yeah, I said earlier, Mike, I don't think the Ukraine-Russia peace thing is going to have a huge impact on crypto. No. QT is supposed to end next week. QT is supposed to end next week. Duchess, we can't wait to see what you are going to make for Thanksgiving. We can't wait to see that. Oh, she's going to be raiding the plates. Oh, we got a little competition going on now. Cheese Danish is having a ham for Thanksgiving. Apple pie. Campo likes the sprouts. Ryan is going to be eating some meat. I am looking forward to that duck. It is so good. It is so tasty. You're all going to be jelly. You're going to be jelly about my duck. Yes. Everybody in the UK, join the fun. Come celebrate with us. Right. Agreed. Pecan pie is the best. William likes the pumpkin pie. Campo, my heart is with the purple box. Let's get up there. Exactly. If a Pax cat runs up the chart, maybe Doge will chase him. I like that. Last time Doge went to 14, it took a couple months. But you know what? The big catalyst comes along and Doge can just run. That can happen. Goose, I start with a $100 sports betting account. Sometime I'm done in the first week. Sometimes I get through to the end. It's fun, disciplined. Maramello, you're out of your Pepe. Josh is heading to the casino. Casino? What? If we get into the red box, I will play the All Eyes on Doge song. Yes, I will. See you, DJ. Have a good one. Yeah, you don't celebrate Thanksgiving in Norway, but you could enjoy your cherry cobbler, right? Duck l'orange, of course. That's what we're having, the duck l'orange. Oh, it's so good. The pecan pie would have been my choice, but the apple pie was gifted to us. So, yeah, you warm up the apple pie, and then you scoop on the vanilla ice cream, and it just melts right on top of it. Oh. Yeah, that's good. That is good. $33 Doge. Can we see a God Candle live stream, please? I would love to see that. Tempted to post a picture of a pot noodle. Yes, let's see it. A Pennsylvania Dutch shoe fly pie. Never had that. Turkey oata. Be interested to see what that is. Bitcoin just had an all-time high last month. Is it going to get another one eventually? There was someone, the AMC kid used to start his stream with the casino is now open. Oh, I never saw that. Sheeb is doing a little bit of a run. Sheeb. Oh, look at that. Sheeb. Where's its purple box? It's up here. Got a ways to go. I never drew a red box for Sheeb, but if it was, it would be just hitting the bottom of its red box too, if I had drawn one. Little Sheeb, huh? I wonder why. What's going on with Sheeb? Key lime. Yes, key lime is actually tied for first with pecan pie. I prefer the key lime pie in the summertime because key limes are from Florida and it's kind of a warm weather kind of thing. I love the key lime pie too. You gave up on your sheep? I sold most of my sheep back in January. I still have some in the KrissPax account, and the sheep in there is right about this price. So breaking even on that right now. The Doge I'm still way up on because I bought most of that Doge at 6 cents. Chopped brisket, pulled pork. Nice. Hey, Sunshine, how are you? If you see all the notes in the chat about food, we're talking about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving we were talking about earlier. What we are having. Burger. No, we're not talking about burgers now. A turkey pasta salad and pumpkin pie. Always the pasta. Oui. Yeah. Sheep's been dead for a while. Well, it's trying to wake up. I'm now at the point where I'm just like holding everything. See what happens. The waiting game. The waiting game. Should the agreement with Ukraine and Russia go through, don't you think that should give a huge push in the market? Nope. It's just kind of like the length of the thing. If there had been a peace deal like a year ago, maybe we would have gotten a little pump, but not now. There's too much other stuff going on in the market. Everyone's kind of not really paying attention. They know that there's still a thing going on over there, but it's just not a big deal anymore. And I still kind of have a feeling it's not going to go. Zelensky isn't going to give up land. And that's kind of a condition. So I'm not optimistic. Put it that way. I'm not optimistic. Well, I was telling the story, Sunshine, of why I didn't have a video this morning. Because I had to go to the grocery store to get all the provisions for our Thanksgiving meal. And I didn't want to do it on a Wednesday when like everybody else goes and you just be in line for like half an hour just to check out. I was just like, I'm not doing that. And because there really wasn't a lot of news on Dogecoin to report on, and then I ended up at the beginning of this live stream doing half an hour, which normally it's only 15 minutes, but I didn't have a 15-minute video this morning. So it took me half an hour to get through all the stuff I needed to talk about. So if anyone's interested in the news of the day and what's on my mind and what I'm thinking about, watch the first 30 minutes of this live stream and you'll get caught up on all that stuff. You can watch it later. You don't have to watch it now. But good stuff there on what is going on in the market is all the first 30 minutes of this live stream. Normally I do it in 15 minutes. I get through it and then we have fun in the chat. But it took like 30 minutes this morning because I already had some stuff saved as if I was going to make a video this morning. And I had to go get the food. And now it actually feels good knowing the fridge is full, stocked, ready, and I don't have to go out and buy anything else. So, yeah. Did you say burgers? You would have a burger for Thanksgiving. A double cheeseburger at the Lions game is a tradition. Really? Thanksgiving double cheeseburger at the Lions game. Not a turkey burger? They make turkey burgers for Thanksgiving? But yes, Thanksgiving burgers sound very American. It's not a thing, RR. It's not really a thing. No. It's mainly the big, huge turkey in the oven all day. You choose your white meat or your dark meat, or maybe a little of both. Your gravy and your potatoes and like all of that. That is the American Thanksgiving. But, you know, these times we do other things. There's other things going on. Haven't made a good pasta salad in a few days, so you're jonesing for it. I got it. Meggle moved a little today. That's right. Got up to $1.28. So Gappy, that's $1.22 is a good price. Mine's $1.30. So I'm still a little down on mine, but $1.22 is a good price. Yes, and there's also the chance that Russia will just go attack someone again, because that's what they do. There is that as well. The waiting game it is. That is the theme of the day. We're also waiting for Thanksgiving to have a big Thanksgiving meal. So the waiting game it isn't just Dogecoin and crypto. You'd like to see Zone go up? It did go up a little today, right? What did we get to today? What did we get to today? Zone. Oh, it ended up going down a little to 36 cents. Yuck. Bitcoin pizza. Like Bitcoin pizza. Think we could be waiting until about February 2026 for a market reversal due to the end of QT and moving into QE. Right. And what I was showing again was a little relief rally, and then we go down, bear market continuing, and then we'll see from there. Ryan has withdrawals when there's no Kriss video. Sorry, guys. It just didn't happen this morning. And you won't have one on Thursday either. Unless something huge happens overnight, Wednesday night. Don't expect a Thursday morning KrissPax video. But if there's something going on that's worthy of a video, I'm not going to be live streaming on Thursday afternoon because we're doing our Thanksgiving thing. So maybe I'll make a video. We'll see. You too? Yeah, I know about Russia and their history. Gonna enjoy a giant can of liquid Thanksgiving dinner. I don't even want to know what that is. Don't want to know. Nick, I just don't want to know. Hey, DB, how are you? Welcome. You've made turkey for New Year's Eve. Typically, everyone here in the United States makes a big turkey meal and they never have turkey again until next Thanksgiving. They don't touch it again, like the founding fathers did. That's even worse, Ryan. That's even worse. Since when do you say Mackies? No, Ryan, no. Somebody cool said it, so you have to. It's Mickey D's. Come on. It's Mickey D's. So in Detroit, Ford Field has a killer burger tray for $25. We've been going to the Thanksgiving game for 15 years, tailgating, $25 burgers, very American and very Detroit. Well, I hope you have decent weather on Thursday. I don't know what the weather's like in Detroit, but late November in Detroit can be pretty cold. Pretty cold. Hey, Mark, how are you? I don't eat turkey. Makes me feel like a cannibal. I get it, Turbo. Yep. Everybody has their thing. How do you think Dogecoin would react to a big catalyst if it was at 15 cents compared to 30 cents when the catalyst hits? Well, you'd probably get a better percentage return if you're starting at 15 than 30. And that's really just because of market cap. It's harder to move a 30-cent Doge than a 15-cent Doge. That's my whole market cap theory. So, yeah. Don't forget to smash the likes and subscribe. Appreciate that. Appreciate the support from everybody. The people at r/Buttcoin don't like us. Well, that's too bad for them. We're having fun. They probably don't have much fun there. So the canned Thanksgiving thing has layers for each part of the meal. Oh, that sounds disgusting. GZHZ bought a big bag of Doge at 13 cents. I'm not expecting a 2x unless there's the big catalyst. My target is top of the purple box, 21 cents. That would be our recovery. That would be the top of a relief rally, would be that. And I showed that at the beginning of the live stream. Yeah. Right. Never see turkeys out till Thanksgiving. Oh yeah. If somebody's doing that canned, like all Thanksgiving meal in one, I got to see that. Somebody, it's got to be posted. Yes. Seagulls. Seagulls. HD, don't like eating turkey, prefer fajitas, but can't convince my family. You can't make a new tradition of fajita Thanksgiving? What? The weather flips Wednesday night, 40 degrees on Wednesday, 20s on Thursday. It's going to be cold. The market ate some turkey. It's in a coma, Javier. Bologna sandwich. We have turkey for Christmas in the UK. End up having to eat it for the next week due to the amount of leftovers. Yep. And that's the typical, Thanksgiving is on a Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you're having turkey sandwiches and turkey soup, pretty much. But this year, we're going with the smaller duck, which I think we did last year, too. Somebody said, yeah, Kriss, didn't you do that last year? And I'm like, yeah, I think we did, actually. Because the duck is smaller, costs more per pound, but it's all dark meat. It's very juicy. And that orange sauce is just l'orange. The sauce is so good. So good. So that's what we're doing. Who are you going to pick next game? Well, you got to pick Detroit. You got to go with Detroit on Thanksgiving. They look good, Goose. The Lions look really good this year. They got weapons. Weapons. Yeah, I know, Turbo, you were kidding. Turkey, and then turkey with gravy on biscuits the next day, and then more turkey. Send the Thanksgiving dinner can to Neverland. Yeah. That's just gross. They think duck is too greasy. Oh, that's why that makes it good though. Turkey gets dry and it's like, ugh, you're eating the turkey and you're having to put more gravy on it because it's so dry. It's like, nope. But the leftover turkey meat is good for sandwiches. Yes. I don't mind the greasy duck either, Turbo. I love it. I love it. As long as you have some good sauce or condiment, it can be a bit dry. Exactly. Are Thanksgiving prices good? Yeah. Yep. Thanksgiving prices are good. We already have a post on the community. Awesome. Everybody go look. Josh just beat you to it. The can is on the community page. Yeah, a little French here and there. My son can speak French very well. One of my sons, Leo, he can speak French. He took French in school, went up to Quebec on a field trip. He likes French. Darth Mike, why did you have to bring the Chinese into this? But yeah, Chinese food, especially their duck, is generally pretty good. Onions and cucumbers too, sure. New England Patriots are looking good. Yes. They've had kind of an easy schedule. People keep reminding them of that, but they keep winning. So nothing wrong with that. They'll be on Monday Night Football next week. Monday Night Football against the New York Giants. We get a farm-grown turkey every year. It's like a wild turkey flavor. Osama Rajama, thank you for the super chat. Do I think Dogecoin's going to reach 40 cents? You tell me. What's going to happen? Are we going to get X money? Are we going to get a big catalyst? That's the wild card right there. That's the 40 center right there. If we don't get that, then I'm afraid it's just the white arrows. That's what we're waiting for. We want this. And that could easily go to 40 cents. But if we don't get X money by the end of the year, Dogecoin's not going to be up here. It's going to be down here. Thank you. Did you just say something to Leo? I don't know what that is. I'll have to cut and paste this. Can I do that? Yeah, I can do it this way. If that's a message to him, I now have it, a screenshot of it. And I'll send it to him, okay? Yeah. Screenshotted. Save. Done. What else is going on? How would I rank the catalyst potential? X payments, number one. Stimulus, probably not going to happen. If it does, it might be some tax relief, but it's not going to be a stimmy check. December 10th, 25 basis point cut. That would be number 3, and QE would be number 2. X payments a big number 1 for Doge, which of course, if Doge starts flying upwards in price, then other cryptos will follow. Doge can lead a revival of the bull market if that happens. But those other things are like, they're good, but nothing like a big green candle catalyst for any of those. So we're just stalling out at 15.3, but hey, at least we're in the 15s, right? It's better than the 13s. My God, do you just stick a fork in that canned goop and start eating? It looks terrible. Oh. What's the news with the inflows? There were none. That's the news. There were none. Current net inflow of the GDOG grayscale is a 0. There was some trading, but in the end of the day, no net inflows on day 1 of the grayscale ETF. So I will be checking this tonight and see what it looks like on day 2. Dogecoin's up today, so I made a price prediction for December 1st, and I forgot what it was. I don't remember what I said. I got to go back and look at my November price prediction video. That's now been so long ago. I don't remember what I said. Was it like 18, 19 cents? I don't remember. Something like that. Thank you for whoever's keeping up with those stupid AIX things. If he ever needs help with French or anything, send him to me. Okay. Do you really want me to send him to you? Do you really want that? The only French I know is I'll take a small order with my burger. It's funny how you can get little sayings, right? Just odd little sayings. Like, ¿Dónde está el cuarto de baño? Right? It's like, what? What was that? It's like, it's a very important thing that you need to learn in Spanish. It's just one of those things that it just sits there in your brain until you need to use it. But if you say it too well, then they'll start talking to you back in the language and you won't understand a word they're saying. And it's like, oh, right. Oh. I'm leaning towards a top in Q2. Trump wants to boost the economy to look good for the midterms. Stimulus, new Fed chair. It could all line up for a very short bear market, and then we go into a new bull. A new bull. Thanksgiving in a can is scary. That looks vile. Chris, buy some GDOG, make the price go up. I bought the Doge, the Rex Osprey one. I didn't buy GDOG though. I'm kind of down a little bit right now. That's a can of freedom. Bowel poop. A new Fed chair is bullish, yes. Appointed by Trump will do what Trump wants, lower interest rates. Yes. Try it for the science. Data. Send the Pax cat too. Oh, he could bring him. He could bring the Pax cat. I was making progress on French at one point. Progress stopped. What would Charlotte's cat think of Pax Cat? If you're terrified of her, well, Pax Cat will put her in her place. I mean, Pax Cat just wants everybody to be his friend. He really does. He's so mellow. I think Trump will do endless QE. Yes, Duchess, that happens. That's the hard part of having a pet. That's how I feel about my dog. You bought some IBIT calls. That's revenge trading, so be careful, Nazif. Be careful. That's revenge trading. It could end up being bad. You bought 2 shares of GDog. What's like $17? Is that what it is? $17 for GDog? Oh, it hit 18. $18 for GDog. Yeah, maybe I'll buy some. We'll see how prices go. I have not got any GDog. Thought about it, kind of to support the deal. Well, I already bought the DogeOS, Doge, to support the deal. And my average price on that was the equivalent of Dogecoin at like 22 cents. So I'm down to support the deal. And I've lost money on it. Gobble, gobble, buy the dip. Aussie, how are you? Oh, we've had a long talk about turkey and other Thanksgiving meals. We're all going to be posting on Thursday on the KrissPax YouTube community our Thanksgiving tables or plates of food. So buy Dogecoin or else can see all the different types of Thanksgiving dinners across America. I don't know what you do down there in Australia, but we do have big Thanksgiving dinners. The only dip I'll be buying is a spinach dip. I like a good spinach dip. Will Dogecoin go to 5 cents? No. 9.5, Gene. 9.5 is my bottom. Not 5. Are we selling at 15 or what? Depends on what you think. What's going to happen with Doge? So this is the 9.5 right here, Gene. Is this white arrow going down? That would be, now it's probably, way further out, but just for the ease of seeing the chart, I just put it here, right? 9.5. So that would be like right there. And that 9.5 lines up with the bottom of the wick on October 10th. 9.5. So there's some confluence right there. That's why I say 9.5. That's where that comes from. And that would be bearish. But again, there's always the chance we have this, which is the big catalyst, take us up to 40 cents or higher. And so we wait, and we wait, and we wait. So that's what that is. But right now, everything's just kind of going sideways. I also showed the Bitcoin type thing. Actually, I should change that color to like a yellow or something. It's like that. That would be bearish. Get a little relief rally, and then we go bear again. That's how that could play out. Just putting that out there. I showed that in much more detail about an hour ago, for those wondering. Now we're trying to get to 15.4 into the red box so I can play all eyes on Doge. It wants to. It wants to. I was going to make some clam dip. No clams. Oh. Feel like the alts have already been through a bear market this year. Yep. For alts, the top of the market was a year ago. Pretty much a year ago. Doge, 48 cents. Most alts, their high this cycle was last December. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing 9.5 cents in a couple weeks. No, it would be 2026 bear market bottom. I see a relief rally first. Relief rally, get everybody excited, get everybody like, oh, bull market's still happening. And it's just like, that's the fake out. It happens again and again and again. Red box, baby, let's go. We're so close. We're so close. Come on. Got my Trump Santa on the Christmas tree. Those things are funny. Yeah, you can piss off a lot of people with that. 5 green candles in a row. Nice. Yeah, that was a big pullback we had. And that was at 2 o'clock. And at 2:30 came right back up, bullish engulfing. It's on a 30-minute chart. It's short time frame. But yeah, that's playing out pretty well. We need 15.4. Exactly. I hung my stockings on the fireplace last year, woke up Christmas morning to nothing but food. Boy, between Turbo and DB, we have some very, very dry sense of humor in the chat here. When do you get paid? Don't they pay out right away? Who are you trading with? You should get instant payout. You win the bet, you get paid. What kind of dealer are you working with? It's like the mafia, right? Waiting to get paid. I don't sports bet anymore, so I don't know what the latest is on that. It's been a while. Last time I bet sports. I like the casino, instant payment. Or you just walk away lost and you've lost, right? It's just like, live for the next day. Nick, not into the sports. Well, I mean, you're in San Diego. Come on. Your Chargers team walked away, said, we're not doing San Diego anymore, right? Padres tried to pay for a bunch of expensive players, didn't get them anywhere, right? Sorry, San Diego just... Did someone say casino? Chargers betrayed us. The money was in LA. They went for the money. Detroit for the win on Thanksgiving? Probably a good bet. It's triggering that casino talk. Oh, it's triggering. You start getting withdrawals if you haven't been back in a casino in a while. Who are the goals? I don't know who the goals are. Who are the goals? San Diego Goals? Don't know who that is. What sport is that? X money. We want bad. Hockey? San Diego has a hockey team? What level? B level, C level? Hockey team. Yes. They renamed X Payments to be X Money because they wanted to be more than just payments. And so they made a new name. That was like 6 months ago or more. Maybe 9 months ago. You're going back this week. Waiting for the crypto casino to pay out. Crypto casino. Let's go. Yes. You're still upset about yesterday's sports game? Oh my gosh. Still upset. If Trump pushes out his 2K dividend check, do you think would help crypto? Yeah, it would help a little, but I don't think they're going to do that. They're going to end up with it being like some kind of tax break or something and not checks in hand. That's kind of what I think. Do it, Ryan says. Do it. I will, you guys. So payments and money, is that an indicator for crypto to move in later? It wouldn't surprise me if they do some kind of digital thing, but I kind of think it's going to be more of a stable coin than like a crypto like Doge. Doesn't mean Elon won't use Dogecoin for some part of it, right? Like a tip thing or something. I think that is a possibility, but not like all across, like integrated the whole thing. That's kind of what I think. Yeah, it looks like JJ McCarthy is not really a great quarterback. Sorry. I remember right before the draft here in Boston, there were a lot of people that wanted the Patriots to trade down and get an extra #1 pick. You know, get this year and like next year's #1 pick from a team to swap places. And one of the people they were talking about drafting later in the first round would have been McCarthy. And now everyone's like, God, I'm glad we didn't do that. Sorry. I stare at the screen and don't blink. The Goals haven't qualified 3. I'd never heard of them. Yeah, Drake's he's the real deal. Drake May is the real deal. So yeah, we're lucky. I've seen people at the casinos in California sitting at the machine saying prayers, licking the glass. When you're a gambling addict, it's like, that's bad. Bad. McCarthy's from Michigan. That's right. That's right. He went to Michigan. There's no shortage of Bitcoin. There's no shortage of Bitcoin. Not for 100 years. There's plenty of liquidity on the exchanges. There's no shortage. That's my view of it. We did get a ping, though. What's going on? Oh, they're pushing the price down now. They're pushing the price down, taking out new leverage traders. It just goes on and on and on. What was that last big one? Come on. Or update. Wasn't fart coin. Come on. Update. I think it just froze. 100. Oh, then there's an ETH. $100,000 ETH. Leverage long. Ugh. They're taking them out. I don't see what that last big one was. But yep, they're playing their leverage trading games again. Is what they're doing. And that was just an hour ago. Someone placed a trade and then just got wiped out. And it continues again and again and again. I don't say prayers, but I tap the screen 3 times for good luck. You know that doesn't do anything, right? Every time I went in the casino, it looked like a death march. Smoky, somehow also, yeah. Well, I sure have a shortage of Bitcoin. Yeah, don't lick the glass. Yeah, why all the old people? They're the ones who should least be in there, but they got all time on their hands, right? They're retired. No updates, Gene. Still nothing. The X-Money account still says launching in 2025. No change. So we wait. Sunshine, you got to get a few more things for Thanksgiving. Good night. Good night. It sure does work to tap the screen 3 times. I lose every time. Oh, God. Licking the button. I write the number 2 on a piece of cardboard, stuff it inside a quesadilla, tie that to a helium balloon, and do a rain dance as it floats away. Yeah, I'm not, and when I retire, I'm not going to be sitting in a casino all day. Good night, Maramello. Yo, Art Biopsy, how are you? Yeah, we got, they're taking out longs. Taking out more longs because they can. These are all new trades, and they're just taking them out. Zach is down to 494. Wow, that didn't take long. Hope you guys didn't buy Zach at 700. Told you not to. Told you. I was like, I wouldn't be buying Zach at 700. It's now 494. All these people talking about, oh, it's security. No. It's still, in the end, a crypto that gets traded up and down, leverage traded, dumped. Whether it's a privacy coin or not, doesn't matter. Casino retirement least likely. If you go to Vegas, Charlotte, ever, you got to go and visit the Venetian, right? And look at all the great architecture and think of KrissPax. Because I did all that. I did all of that. So if you ever do make it to Las Vegas, you have to go check out the Venetian. I did all the front stuff, all the bridges, the building facades, the tower. That was all me. Tamales and tacos for Thanksgiving. I like that. I like that, Brian. Get some spice. Get some spice into Thanksgiving there. I do spice in the, I have a spicy sauce that I do for the sweet potatoes and the string beans and the zouk. So you get a little spice with that. But the duck will be duck l'orange. Duck l'orange. Oh, I have to come to Vegas too? Sure. I'll give you a tour. I'll give you a tour and tell all the stories. Just get a bunch of hot sauce, pour it on everything. Yeah, I'm an architect. 1997 to 1999, but 2.5, almost 3 years of my life on the Venetian. Yep. Actually, 1996. The Venetian opened in May 1999. But yep, that was me. There were 4 project architects. I was one. And I was in charge of everything in the front. All the plazas, the bridges, the tower, and we called it the library, but it's really where Sephora was on the first floor and Madame Tussauds took the 2nd and 3rd floor. And then Sephora just moved out, and I think a Five Guys is going in there now or something. But yep. Vegas. I can give a tour of the Venetian, yes. But I never gamble in the Venetian. I actually go next door to a little hole-in-the-wall place called Casino Royale because they've got looser slots. So remember that, Charlotte. You don't gamble at the Venetian. You gamble next door at the Casino Royale because they have looser slots. The video poker machines also pay out better. It's just one of those things. No, I don't do roulette. Don't do roulette. Bond. James Bond. Corned beef hash sandwich covered with franks and a piece of onion. A square meal unless you use around. But Turbo is just full of them today. You've got some bangers today here, Turbo, in the chat. Bangers. Never seen a gambling machine that pays out. Well, you haven't played at the Casino Royale. Casino Royale. Ellis Island. My kid just finished one of those popsicles with a joke. What do you call a cow that plays a guitar? I don't know. A musician. I didn't know that was a thing with popsicles. Nick, I didn't know that. You're half crazy? Okay. Well, there's an excuse there. Hey, Joshua, you're at work. Wanted to swing by. Wish everyone a happy Tuesday. Safe traveling for those that are traveling. Thank you, Josh. I do a Fibonacci method. Corned beef abomination. So Turbo, your wife is the gambler. Can take $20, play all day, and then pay for the trip and the dinner. Yeah, I paid for, when I went to the Bitcoin conference, I paid for my hotel and the conference by winning at video poker at Casino Royale. Paid for it all. It's like, thank you very much. So it ended up being a free trip, except for the flight. It didn't pay for the flight too. But it did pay for the hotel, and the conference. Spam. Oh, no. Dad jokes are legal. Ah, that's very sad. Well, I have to admit, I mean, my kids are in their 20s now, but I still do some bad dad jokes every once in a while. Because once it's in you, you know. We don't fly, we only drive. That makes it easier for her to kick me out. Yeah, it's a long drive from Boston. It's a long drive. Bad, Nick. Oh, man. Bad. Oh, look at the... we didn't get to play the All Eyes on Doge song, guys. Look at that. That's pretty pathetic. We got so close to 15.4. Not happening now. Whose fault is this? It's not mine. Can't blame Kriss for this one. Binance. I blame Binance. Taking out leverage trades. That was a Bitcoin, $273,000 trade on Bitcoin. 86.6. Wow. Bitcoin. Somebody in the past hour, somebody just lost $270,000 on a single trade because they were going to ride these green candles up. But instead, it turned around, came back down, liquidated them. Move the box down. It doesn't quite work that way. That's more what I've heard. Crypto adoption on X in general, an added bonus of Doge tipping jar. That's what I think. But I think the crypto adoption is going to be a stable coin tied to the dollar. That would make the most sense. And I mean, that's what the United States is doing anyway. It's all stable coins. But Doge tipping, that could be cool. AI-driven on-chain analytics and real-time liquidity steered by market makers. Will it create a new kind of information asymmetry where only parties with advanced AI models can win? We just buy and we want the price to go up. We don't care about all that stuff. We just buy and want the price to go up. Well, we were doing well until you showed up, Con. We were doing well. We were in the green. And then you started thinking about coming and checking out the KrissPax live stream. And then we get this big red candle. I blame Con for this one. No, we had a 4-year cycle. It was a 3-year, 11-month cycle for Bitcoin. Bitcoin hit a high in October, and that looks like that was the end of the so-called 4-year cycle, which I renamed a 3-year, 11-month cycle. In 2017, the high for Bitcoin was in December. In 2021, the high for Bitcoin was in November. And in 2025, my friends, the high for Bitcoin was in October. So what's going to happen in 2029? You're looking at September. I see you September 2029. Oh, buy Dogecoin or else. Why is your screen broken? Why is your screen broken? Aussie has a broken screen too. You guys, relax. Relax. Oh my gosh. All right, gang, that's what we have. Hey, I will be live again Wednesday, I promise. May have a video tomorrow. We'll see if anything else is going on. I do want to check and see how Grayscale ETF traded on Tuesday. And Wednesday, we will have the launch of the Bitwise Dogecoin Spot ETF. So we're going to see whether we get an indication of how that is trading as well the day before Thanksgiving here in the United States. So we got all that going on tomorrow. So I hope everyone has a great Tuesday night, or for Aussie and his friends over there, a Wednesday morning. And I'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.